All right, there we go for modern technology. Neither one of the microphones is working, so we're gonna abandon that right quick. Oh God. All right. Best laid plans. I just literally just used this microphone like an hour ago to record the video that I posted. So I don't know, y'all. I'm just going to have to speak loudly. Hey guys. Okay, so we got sound now. Okay, sound is on. It's coming through the phone. I'll work on it. That's all I can promise is that I'll work on it. So let's do a quick recap of where we started. We started off, first of all, we're making a little corset dress that I am going to wear for my birthday. My best friend is coming in town. We're going to have a great, grand old time. And I wanted to make a corset dress that I saw on a website. So I wrapped myself in cellophane and also added tape to that. This is 1/2 of what it was. Cut it apart, and then those pieces, when you cut them apart, oh gosh, they become pattern pieces. So that would be this piece, and then where's the other one? I don't see it. But they all become pieces, and so you cut them apart and you get your own pattern. You add seam allowance and you get your own pattern. So that's how I made the corset. There is, this whole process has been done live. So if you missed the first two, you can go back and watch those. The first one we made the pattern, the second one we made a sample. Here's the sample. I did not try it on for you guys because it is very see-through. It's made out of muslin, but here it is all put together. And trust me when I say it fits like a glove. It fits like a surgeon's glove. So yeah, it's perfect. So the proof of concept to make my own pattern, we did it. We did it successfully. Has a zipper in it and everything. So that was a success. So today, oh, and I didn't say the part, how I made the circle skirt pattern part. I had this pattern, don't know where I got it from, but it's a new look pattern, A68.99, and it has a circle skirt. So I just used one piece of it and shortened the length and altered it so that it would fit what I was trying to do, and that's how I got the pattern piece for the bottom part of the dress. So now today we are starting off with a lining that has already been put all together because I didn't want to have to like force you guys to sit through the same process twice. And yeah, so that's that. It's all put together. Happy with that. And then I have my pattern pieces laid out in the order of construction. I like to do that, especially when something has quite a bit of pieces, because then I won't get confused and it'll go so much faster. Let's talk about what else I have set up over here. I have the boning. I actually thought I was getting boning that was a little bit thicker, but it's pretty thin, pretty narrow, I should say. So it's just like a 1/4 inch boning, but I have it, so I'm gonna use it. Then I also have a zipper. This zipper is way too long, but I had a zipper by the yard, but I don't trust the zipper by the yard because when I pressed on the pull, it was going down easy, and don't nobody have time to be sliding out of a dress. So I'm gonna use this zipper because it's all I have. And then, what else? What else? What else? What else? What else? We're ready. Oh, I want to show you guys how I have it set up because you guys know I typically be running all over looking for stuff. So today we have two sewing machines that we're going to use. We are going to use the Burnett B37 for regular sewing. And out of all the sewing machines in my office, like in my office right now, the Burnett B37, if I were at home, the Burnett B77 is my choice, just to sew regular stuff. Yeah, so that's what I'm using. Very easy. I know it's not gonna fail me. And then for my top stitches, I could use any of my single stitch sewing machines, but since this one is set up, I'm going to use the Janome Memory Craft 6600 for my top stitches. It's tested. I did my denim my jean top stitches on it, and it worked very well. So let's get you guys set up right here, and I can kind of read some comments and stuff as well while we do this. All right, let's see. Oh, okay. Okay, I have to remember to lower my voice when I walk up to the camera. Yeah, we had an issue with the mic at the beginning. I added a mic. I don't know what happened to the mic, so we're gonna work on it, Carly? Yeah, we're still working on it, so we'll keep working on it. But yeah, I'm gonna try to increase my volume when I'm away from the camera, and I'm gonna try to remember to decrease it when I walk up. But let's get our pattern pieces. Let me see, in the camera, can you guys see the pattern pieces, or even see, what can you see? What can you see? What can you see? The first thing we're gonna do is I'm going to do my middle pieces first. And then I'm gonna strategically add to each side as I go. For me, that's how I did the lining, and that was just the fastest way to do it. I am going to iron these pieces before I sew them for all my iron warriors out there. So let me go ahead and do that. Look at me being a good sewist. I have this iron already over here, ready, hot. The reason we always laugh about this is because I am a recovering non-ironer. Yeah, I'm a recovering non-ironer. So, but I do realize the value in it. There's so much value in just making your life easier. So for these two pieces, I'm gonna go ahead and sew them together, good side to good side. I did include a 1/2 inch seam allowance for the whole pattern. I personally don't like 5/8 inch seam allowances because it just seems like such a waste to me. Okay, let's see. Yeah, from this angle, okay, you can see the pattern pieces behind me when I turn around. Okay. So, like I said, I'm using this sewing machine. The only thing that would have been better is the one I have at home, which is the B77, just simply because it has a knee lift and it's faster. So that would allow me to do this a whole lot faster. I should have just brought it from the house, but I didn't think about it. That would have been, or I could have, I could have set up one of my straight stitch sewing machines, and that could have made these stitches even faster, but that's fine. Very good stitch, looking good so far. So I'm going to, let me increase my volume. I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna add the next two pieces to it. So the first one I'm gonna take and I'm gonna lay it good side to good side and just add some clips so that it just stays in place. And then the other one I'll take and fold good side to good side and carry with me. So now I'm at the sewing machine. Actually, even better would be if I just lay them here, huh? It will work even better if I just laid them there. And what I'm also going to do, I'm always going to sew them from the top down. I don't care as much about the bottom hem. I can cut that if there's some excess, but I'm gonna sew from the top of the corset down. And I feel like in general, I do that a lot because like I feel like patterns have like almost a built-in room for mistakes. So for me, I build that room in by just having a point to work from. So for this one, I'm going to work from the top down. So that one is done, and now I can go ahead and sew this one because it's already clipped, and I don't have to go back to my pieces. If you guys are sewing anything, let me know in the comments. I would love to know what projects. I would love to know what projects you guys are working on right now. Ooh. All right, so now we have this much. This part of the corset is done, and we can add the next part. Let's see. Okay, so we add clips on this side. And then we can just take this piece, lay it there, and go for it. Let's see, sewing machine, oh, sewing machine covers. Okay, that is cool. Yeah, I think it would be cool to have like sewing machine covers to, you know, like, cause they don't always make them to match your aesthetic, or if you want them to all match, that would be cute. Or do like a rainbow, you know, all of them have their own different color. I think those are all good ideas. All right, let's see. You did, Wendy G, you caught a live. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me see. So I'm hooking eyes onto a skirt for size adjustment. Oh, that's cool. I was thinking about the hook and eye thing for the back of the dress. I know a lot of dresses like this, like when you have a dress that like is supposed to hold you. Most often people, or what I see in retail, is that there is a hook and eye on the back to make sure that the zipper doesn't pull down, which I've already expressed concerns about that. Which is why I didn't use the zipper by the yard. So yeah, I may end up having to add a hook and eye. Which means I'll have to buy some more because I don't have any. And speaking of, now that Joann's is going out of business, where are you guys going to start purchasing or keep purchasing your sewing supplies? Let me see. Mimi is making covers for appliances. Oh yeah. To upcycle some jeans. Okay, nice. Sewing and upcycling. Okay, so we are almost done with this part. We'll do our end pieces. I'm getting warm now. Oh, upcycling a blouse. Uh-oh. You accidentally cut too small. Okay, it happens. I was just gonna say before we started the live stream when I was chatting with Mimi that hopefully we'll see how far I can get into this live without making a major mistake. Ah, prom dresses. Yes, it is prom season. The only thing I'm doing for prom season this year is adding some appliques to a suit for a boy that goes to my daughter's school. So you guys know every once in a while I will take a project. I think my daughter is almost like my pimp at this point. She always trying to get me to do stuff for people at her school. Wait, did I put that on right? Yeah, I think so. Because the opposite way would be long. Wait a minute. No, I was right, I think. It seems like it don't matter. Alright, hopefully it's right. Yeah, you're right. Joann's was never really all that great for deals. And that's what's ridiculous about what they're doing now with these fake sales. Pullover summer dress and African print. Oh, nice, Dawn. That's cool. How long, Kelly, how long is prom season gonna last for you? Because I know some schools are late. My kid's school does prom pretty late. It's not until May 2nd. So that really lengthens prom season. Oh, all right. So that's tight. Shoot. That's tight. Oh gosh. What if the denim makes it tighter? You know what? At this point, I'm gonna figure out a way to get in it. Whatever happens, happens. Whew. Now, in the end, what I could do is just take these things out and lengthen them. And make them more shallow, and that'll give me some more room. But for right now, we're gonna keep going with it. I don't wanna, cause the sample fit perfectly, so, yeah. So let's do the cups, and then we're gonna iron this flat. All right, so we have our cups here. We are going to lay them good side to good side and sew them together, making sure we keep the curve. Whatever it does, making sure those edges line up. Weekend on the 19th and the 26th, and the last one May 3rd. Oh, you're busy this year. To make the sample, I use muslin. Yeah, I use muslin. It is commonly used in sewing for making samples. And some people even have started making their patterns out of muslin because they want them to last longer. I haven't done that yet, but I've been seeing it lately. Okay, so no, I didn't show the fit, and the reason I didn't show the fit is because it is very see-through. I do have it recorded, but it's very see-through. You can see everything through it. So I will not be sharing that on the internet, but it did fit like a glove. And my daughter, my 17-year-old daughter, agreed. She's been telling people about it, so it must be cute. She told her dance directors about it, so they asked me about it. I'm like, what? But yeah, so it's teenage approved, which means it fit. All right, let's see. Yep, I use muslin, Fabrictopia. Okay. There is a place here called Fabrictopia. I haven't been there yet, so I need to make a trip there. Have you guys tried Waywalk? Wawak. They have really good priced sewing accessories like their thread, and they're always having sales. Always. Your thread, your zippers, your notions, all of that good stuff. I don't know if they have patterns, stuff like that, but yeah. And they're like more. I want to say like what professionals may use. I don't know, but I've ordered for the office. I've ordered a ton of stuff from there. Matter of fact, our whole thread wall is from there. All right, let me move the computer over so that I can read you guys' comments. Wow, I iron. All right. Let's see if we have any steam in this iron. Is it turned up all the way? Oh, it's not. Okay, yeah, let's get some action going. Oh, you know what I wish I had? What do they call it? Taylor's clap. That wooden thing that you put on your seams to make sure they just sit so flat and nice and just sets them in place. Let's see. Been on way up. Had to put your ass down like 3 years. Yeah, Joann's. Well, in general, I used to say because I spent a good amount of my childhood in fabric stores. Um, in general, I'm not super excited to go to fabric stores. They're a little bit overwhelming for me. And this is coming from a person who loves the thrift outlet. So I don't know. It's just we spent a good amount of time waiting for my mom to do all the things that sewists do in fabric stores. So, and all of our kid energy, running around looking through the fabric rolls and stuff like that. Yeah, so for a long time, I just refused to set foot in a fabric store. I am a little sad that Joann's is closing because it was just convenient sometimes to be able to just run in there and get what you needed and get out. But, I know that there are other resources. I've already ironed what am I trying to say? I've already ironed the seams flat for the lining. And the lining fabric that I'm using is very thin. I was hoping that that would help since the denim is thicker. And the muslin I made the first one out of is thin. So, yeah, we'll see. I can't gain a pound in between now and my birthday. Not 1 ounce. Oh, but that. Ooh. That would have been cute. Oh, that's kind of cute. Next time. I actually really have still enough fabric to do a whole nother just denim corset. So we will see. All right, so this is what it looks like on the outside. very continuous. So that means I did a decent job on lining up my grain line. And I'll talk about the cups now. Oh, we have to iron our cups. So that's what I have the tailor's hand for. Whenever I want to iron on like a curve, a cup, I like to use this because it can get it better than trying to do it flat. And I do realize my cup is not very big. We talked about that in the first video. We had a whole discourse about how to cut this cup because since it wasn't so big, but we managed. And I'm so sorry, I cannot help you wonderful double D, triple E, I, J, and H lovely women out there to make cups, because I know nothing about those topics. Nothing at all. But I would be interested to get my dress forms and like put a padded bra on them and try different cups, because that was a really interesting like a back and forth that we had that day about how to cut the pattern for the cup, or different ways to cut the pattern for the cup so that it fit, you know, because obviously I just cut one seam, you know, up the middle, and for someone who is bustier, would that have been the right decision? You know, I doubt it. So I'm not saying it couldn't be done, but I'm saying, would that be the best decision? I don't know. So let's see, which one goes on which? Yep, they go on this way. So what I'm gonna do in order to sew them to the bodice, I'm going to line up my middle seam because I really care about that being lined up. And I'm gonna add a clip to each one. And then I'm gonna sew from the middle seam towards the outside, because that whenever something matters to me, if I wanna line up my seams, then I always start there. Whatever seam I want to line up. So like if it's a crotch seam, if I want that to line up, then I'll start there and work my way out. All right, we're back to the sewing machine. Let's see if we can get a closer view. Looks like fashion to me. It does. I'm gonna have to try that one next time. Is this original pattern? So yes, this is an original pattern. I made the pattern live 2 videos ago. So if you look at my live videos, then you can see it there. Sewing machine has less than a week old. Oh, if it's less than a week old, it's probably not an issue. It's probably just like from the factory smell. Personally, I would sew on it for a while and see if it goes away. But yeah, somebody said it might be the motor burning. That is a concern. If it's bad, then there's no harm in taking it. Well, depends on where you got it. Taking it back and telling them, that it smells odd. But if it's just a light smell, it could be just like just from the factory smell. I suppose, depending on what kind of sewing machine it is too. If it's if it's a very inexpensive sewing machine, yeah, exactly. Is it industrial or modern? If it's an inexpensive sewing machine, no, it absolutely should not smell like really anything. Maybe some plastic, but if it's industrial, then it might have a smell. All right, once again, 1/2 inch seam allowance. And I'm going to, this sewing machine does have an auto up and down button, so I'm going to use that in this instance. And I wanted to say that because for any beginners, if you are doing seams where you're maneuvering your fabric a lot, so I'm trying to match two curves. I'm trying to match this inner curve and this outer curve. If you're trying to match two curves, you're going to have to maneuver the fabric a lot. So it's important that you, whenever you stop, you put the needle down so that when you're moving the fabric around, it's not moving underneath the foot pedal. So now with this machine, because it has auto up and down, every time I stop, the needle is going to go down, which is really convenient. The only thing I don't like about computerized, well, not the only thing, but one of the things I don't like about computerized sewing machines is that the back button, the reverse button, back stitch button is computerized as well. So it's like a button versus I like the thing you press down. I really like that. I don't know why, it just feels better to me. And so when I'm sewing on a computerized sewing machine, for some reason I have the hardest time remembering, and then because they're in different places on different sewing machines, I have the hardest time remembering where that button is. All right, as I come up, I'm gonna move this seam that I iron flat. I don't know if it matters or not, but I'm just gonna move it for good measure. All right, we have our first cup in. I know, y'all, don't laugh, but I promise it's my I promise it's my size. Oh, Lord. I promise it's my size. Good gracious. Oh, goodness. Okay, yeah. So, I don't know if you guys can see it. I'll move over here. But it's on there. We are going to have to snip these, and then we are going to add some top stitching in here. Some of the top stitching I'm not going to add until we get the lining on here, but some of it I am going to add. I think the cup top stitching. We're gonna sample. Yeah, we ironed it flat and sewed it down. Yes, let's keep going. Google. Thank you guys for being so helpful in the comments. I appreciate you. This community is so amazing. How we doing on time? So we still got some time. We may, oh, it's something I wanted to do to the bottom, the skirt part before we get off today, and I'll share. Let's smooth the seam. Oh, did I get it? No, not yet. Okay. Okay, we got 1/2, and then we're gonna get to snipping and ironing. Snipping and ironing. sure hate that that microphone didn't work. I thought I was like set today. Whew. Almost there. I feel like that cup I did a little bit shallow. No, it's good. Okay, so, but the top is a little off. I mean, it's all gonna come out in the wash, but yeah, it's a little off at the top. Don't like the sound of that. But are my seams lined up? My seams are lined up pretty well. So I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna complain at all. That top part I can fix, I think. I think I can. Okay. So in order to get our cups to lay flat back this way, I'm going to snip them actually fairly close to the seam. Because this denim is thick. It really is. And I'll share another mistake I made. This denim has not been washed. I said that when I made the jeans and still didn't wash it. So, you know, I guess this is gonna be a dry clean only dress, huh? Because technically, once I wash it, it can and most likely will shrink a bit. So after that, it may end up being my daughter's homecoming dress for next year. Oh gosh, that would be hilarious. All right, so now I'm going to cut this back a little bit just to give it room so it's not bunched up in there. Okay. Then we're gonna fold this back and iron. And then steam. We'll finally get to do, why do I keep doing it? All right, the steam has kicked in. It's steaming good now. And this is nothing but a Black & Decker $10 iron from Walmart. So this steams really well. I got these when we started doing sewing classes, and yeah, it definitely steams well. Okay. That's gonna be a lot of denim right there in the middle. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's like these two layers, those layers, and then the layers from this other piece right there in the middle. So that's gonna be quite a bit of denim right there. I know my sewing machine can do it, but I like to give you guys warnings about stuff like that because if you're working with a less expensive sewing machine, sometimes you have to make adjustments for how many layers you're sewing. All right, we're almost ready to do some top stitching. I'm gonna try to be so meticulous about it because I want it to be perfect. All right, so here we go. Oh, let me show you from the inside first. Inside first, and this is the outside. My cups cupping at all. Okay. Yeah, the very little that they need to, they're cupping. All right, so now, and the other thing for me is that, let's do it closer when we do the top stitch. The other thing for me is that the way it's cut, and I know you guys can't tell because I didn't show you when I tried it on, the way it's cut, it kind of gives me like a little boost. So it really is a bustier versus, hey, Demps Designs. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm very close and loud to the computer, to the phone. Seams before you sew. Ah, thank you, YouTube Academia. Cut 1/2 of the seam before you sew. That makes a lot of sense because trying to get in that curve is pretty difficult. And you won't get any puckering. I didn't get too much puckering, but I understand exactly what you're talking about. All right, so we are going to increase my stitch length to 4 for this. And I'm gonna sew as close to the seam as possible for 1. And I haven't decided whether I'm gonna do a double stitch yet. Which way do I want to sew? From that way or this way? This doesn't seem natural for me. Does this seem more natural? I don't know. Let's just do it. Okay. Why are you going backwards? Oh, that's a good top stitch. Oh my gosh. Look at that top stitch. Oh, I'm gonna show you guys close up in a second. That's one of the joys of my life, is when a sewing machine can just do a chef's kiss top stitch. And I actually should be sewing this with the auto down on. Don't sew top stitches with and move around with the needle up. It'll mess up your stitches. Oh gosh, that looks so good. And I'll show you exactly why I just said that. It looks so good until right there. That's where I was moving it around and the needle wasn't down. All of that perfection, and you get to there and it's just one little thing that messes it up. So yeah, keep that every time you stop to turn it, keep that needle, have the needle stop down. All right, let's do this one. I almost don't want to do a double. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Double or single? Ooh, slow down. No, ma'am. Oh, that's still even too fast. Yeah, just let's take this nice and slow. Oh, that's too slow. I'm really thinking single because I have so many other stitches to put in that, yeah, I'm gonna show you guys. First, let me get your close up on the second one. So that cup went in pretty well. Wait, no, it's this one. Yeah, that one went in pretty well. We're doing good. The reason I'm thinking I'll only do single is that this is definitely gonna have a double because it's gonna attach to the lining, and that's what I'm gonna use to hold my boning. I know that there's another way to do that, but that's just always the way I do it. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna do single, but it's looking good so far. From the naked eye, people wouldn't be able to see my little flaws here and there. What time is it? We have 12 minutes. So this is what it's looking like so far. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Happy. I am happy with it. So now let me show you what we are going to do in between now and next week for the, well, let's go over steps, next steps. Okay, so here we have our lining and we have our top. So those will get sewn together along the top edge. We'll add the zipper and sew it along the side edge. The bottom will stay open because we are going to add some top stitching that will allow us to hold our boning. And yeah, in between there. And then we also are just going to use a top stitch to sandwich the skirt underneath. But for right now, someone in my sewing group, I have an online members only group that meets the first Monday of every month. And they made sure to let me know, because this circle skirt is cut on the bias, that I needed to hang it so that it can, I guess, fall. If anybody from my group is in the comments who told me that, put it in the comments and explain it for everybody. So I'm gonna go ahead and sew the, wait. Yeah. Wait. Wait a minute. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Wait. Oh. No. Okay, what I did last week, I'm so confused. I didn't confuse myself. So I don't want a seam in the front. So one of these pieces is the front. Then what I did was cut one of them in half and make the other the back. Oh, I almost messed that up, because Lord knows I do not want a seam in the front. So I need to cut one of these in half and serge the other pieces. Okay. So we're gonna take this over to the serger, and I'm gonna go ahead and serge this edge and this edge, and I'll probably serge these edges too, but I'll do that later. But then we're gonna sew these two sides together, and I'm gonna hang it on a hanger over the week so that next week, whatever it's gonna do, it'll be done. And then we'll be ready to add it to the skirt, because next week is all we have. Next week is the last week before my birthday. So we have to get this thing rocking and rolling. I'm trying to think. I don't want to move ahead before next week for that next step, because I really want you guys to see, like, putting the lining on and the zipper. That's really important. The surgery I just sewed on is the Brother 1034D. It is the one that I, on the length of my channel, have recommended the most, because I find it the easiest. Not everybody finds it the easiest, but I find it the easiest to thread. But, oh, I lost my other piece. But next to it is my vintage Burnett 335S. And it's, I threaded that live a few weeks ago, and it needs some love. It definitely needs some love, but it's a 5-thread serger, so it can be a cover stitch machine. And then this one right here is the Brother 1634D. Was it less expensive or the same? I don't know, but I don't know if you guys can see that little plastic piece up at the top right here. You'll notice all of the Brother sergers, except for the 1034D, have a plastic piece, and this is the only one with a metal piece. So I don't know if it matters, but that's the one I like. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and sew this skirt and hang it. Hi, Crystal B. Thank you for joining me from New York. Okay, so somebody said because the bias will stretch out. So I am going to be obedient, and I'm gonna hang it, because I appreciate you guys giving me tips and stuff. And I certainly appreciate my sewing group, my upcycle group, for everything that they do. All right, 1/2-inch seam allowance. The reason I serge the edges is because I want to open the seam flat. And iron it. So that was the reason for that. Okay, last stitch of the day. Now, let's go ahead and iron it, and we can hang it. Let's see, what else we got? What else we got over here? The single. Thank you, Mimi. Single looks fine. Thank you, guys. Okay, yeah. Still perfecting my fit. All right, yep. So the other side, hold from the other. I'm sorry, YouTube Academia. That comment went way over my way over my head. I'm gonna read that one later, and I'll understand it. Right now, it's eluding me. So we are going to sew this flat. And then we'll see, you know, if we have any changes. I guess what you're looking for is to see if the hem, why do I keep doing that? To see if the hem is gonna stay even. Is that the purpose of letting it fall before you sew it? I'm not clear on the purpose. I understand it'll fall because it's on the bodice, but why is that? Or I should say, if it does fall, then what? What do you do after that? Do you go back and cut it even, or is it just, you just want it to fall? And if you want it to fall, why? I like to understand things, sorry. Especially when I'm learning something new. All right, so now we have our nice circle of a skirt. What am I doing? Okay. We have our nice circle of a skirt. Ooh, that thing gonna be tight. All right, let me get a hanger and we'll hang it up. Gonna be so cute. All right. So here's our skirt. And we're gonna hang it and see what happens. Ouch. Oh, let me clip these middle pieces together so they stay up. All right, so that's that. We have our skirt. I'm gonna need some little briefs to go under this. Yeah, definitely gonna need some briefs. I'm gonna hang it right there and see what happens. And I need to check the comments and see where you're at. Upgrade. So if you go to, let me see, if you go under your YouTube and go to subscriptions or memberships, you should be able to do it through there. The last time somebody asked me that, I think that's what I researched. No worries. Yes, thank you guys so much. I'm so excited to see what it is at the end. Like I said, in between now and next week, I can't gain an ounce. So it's gonna be salads for me, I guess. I don't know. It is what it is. We'll adjust. Like I said, there are points where I can adjust it and make it bigger. And we're gonna do what we need to do in order to get it done. Yeah. I'm trying to think, because if it is too small, I would like to know that before next week. I would really like to know that before next week. But, yeah. So, how would you connect scarves and men's ties together? For what purpose? Or what are you trying to make? That's the question I'm trying to ask. What are you trying to make? Because when I'm connecting my men's ties to men's dress shirts in order to make bucket hats, we connect them with zigzag stitches. So we lay the ties flat next to one another, and then we zigzag stitch over them in order to use the men's dress shirt material as a lining or something to connect the ties together. So if you're using the scarves as something to connect the ties together, you would just lay the ties, so like the fat end of one is next to the skinny end of the other one, and then you would just zigzag over the top of them just along the edge so that the zigzag goes over both of them, and then you would connect them in that way. Making purses, yeah, I think it would be the same way. So I'm assuming you're using the scarves as the lining or some type of lining. So I'm glad you asked, DJ Queen Champion. I am turning my 6-week Learn to Sew course into an online course. That is what I'm currently working on as we speak. So you guys haven't been seeing me as much. Well, one thing, and I'm going to be very candid about this, I have been burnt out for a while, and I am currently healing from burnout. And so we will get back to, I won't say get back to, we will grow from where we are right now. But currently, I am making an online course which mimics, which will be just as valuable as my 6-week Learn to Sew. So you go at your own pace. Well, it's 6 weeks, but you could take it at home or watch the videos at home when you want to, and then you would report in on like Zoom or Google with any questions, any concerns, your sewing machine didn't act right, whatever you need for that week, we would do that once a week. So yeah, I am very much so looking forward to offering that for you guys, because so many people have asked me that are not here in Houston. And I'm so happy to announce that I am definitely working on it. I have it all outlined. I have it loaded on my website. You can't see it, but I have it loaded on my website. I just have to shoot and edit the video. So that's what I'm working on behind the scenes. Yeah. And one of the many reasons why you guys haven't been seeing me as much. But like I said, I am healing from burnout, healing professionally now from burnout, and it's very, very necessary for long term on this app or any app, for long term or anywhere, you know. Yeah, you have to keep your mental health very, you know, keep it up. All right, so let me see. Scarf is on the outside of the purses, and ties are inside. Can you see? You're seeing the ties through. I. Hey Gigi. I can't imagine what you're saying, so I'm not sure if the ties are on the inside. What purpose do? What purpose do the ties play in the construction of the purses? I guess that's a better question. Can you see the ties through the scarves? Is that why you asked if you need a medium, or are they resin? Yeah, I'm not sure. If anybody else has any questions, I'll hang on just a few more minutes so that it's hot in here, y'all. So that I can answer any questions. But I hope you guys enjoyed what we did today and are excited for next week. Oh, next week, this is supposed to be our Monday meeting. I was under the weather on Monday, so I had to move it to today. So we're gonna move it back to Monday next week. So be looking for me, and I'm hoping 11:30 is a better time, because I'm trying to like play within time zones. I know this is still early for my people in California, but probably late for people, you know, in New York. So I'm trying to play around with it so that people can try to watch it during lunchtime. But even if you don't get it during lunchtime, or you can't get it live, it is on my channel. If you go on my channel and look under live, you can see this video as well as any of my past lives. Then I'm trying to make a pair of shorts. Can I use the saran wrap and tape measurement to get my short size back? Ooh. The saran wrap really works for if you want something that is fitted and tight. So unless the denim pockets are from stretchy jeans, that I'm not sure how that would work, but you can always clone a pair of shorts that you like if they're going to be loose. So if they're tight, if you want something tight, then yes, the saran wrap would be fine. If you want something loose, then try a pair of shorts that you already own and just clone them as a pattern. What is her name? What's her channel, guys? Wendy, with Wendy. With Wendy has an amazing video about how to clone patterns. All right, hey Kate Lawrence. So I'm gonna jump off now. We were 11:30 to 12:30, so we're a little bit over, but thank you guys so much for joining me. Like I said, we'll be back on Monday at 11:30 Central Standard Time to, oh, and that's a good thing. Yes, we'll be here Monday, and if I don't finish, I'll jump back on Wednesday and we'll go ahead and finish, because we've got to finish it next week, because at the end of that week is when I wear it. So yay, happy birthday to me, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.